Hi everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. We have an interesting one. We have just passed Tier 1 in the Unlock Bonus CXP week, so go everyone. And yeah, we'll head to New Romulus first, I think, or should I bother? I don't think so. I don't think you get anything through promotion. Oh yes you do, you get a lot through promotion, don't you? So yeah, we're going to head to New Romulus first, because that's going to let me unlock a load of things, including the reputation system, which I am going to need to get some half decent kit, but I don't think I'll be able to get anything decent yet. I want to beam down to the command. Why can't I do that? Why can't I beam down to New Romulus command? This seems to be poor. The game's confusing me already. I think it's because I've unlocked the Romulan reputation line, and that probably means that...
we have the strength now. With the help of Starfleet and the Empire, we could destroy what's left of the Tal Shiar. We would be safe. We would be free.
There are too few of us left to fight amongst ourselves. Military action should be our last option.
I don't see how talking to them will be enough. But I'm a warrior, not a politician. If my people are to find a home here, there must be a leader capable of building a new future. Of looking past our differences to find harmony. You are that leader, Detad.
Since I was a child, hiding in the sewers of the capital with the reunificationists, I have worked toward the day when the Romulans would once again walk beside their Vulcan brothers and sisters. Before that can happen, we need to rebuild. We need a home to replace what was lost, to see past our grief and find acceptance. We need to reconcile with the Remans and end the centuries of strife and oppression. The fate of both our peoples rests here. We either create a new homeworld out of the ashes, or we wither and die. Thank you for agreeing to meet me here. I'm grateful that both the Federation and the Empire have temporarily put aside their differences to help create a new Romulus. This wouldn't be possible without you. Your example led the way. We're building a new home here. Romulans and Remans can't continue on like nothing has changed. Everything is different. We are a changed people. The loss of Romulus wounded us greatly. But that wound will not be fatal. There is a great deal of work to do before we can truly call this our new home. But with your help, I know Mol Rihan, or New Romulus, as our allies call it, will someday be as great as what we lost. Kylor is in charge of the staging area. He can give you more information about what we need. There's much to do, and little time. We left our first home to remain free. We lost our adopted home to treachery. May this world be the home we have sought for so long. A place where our descendants can live in peace.
Good bow. Oh sure, teleport away, why don't you? So that's obviously the beginning of the Romulan reputation line. But I need to head to New Romulus command, and I don't know how to get there. But with that, I'm going to beam back up to the ship, and hopefully I can get to New Romulus command. Because without it, I'm going to have a little bit of a struggle getting promoted, which would be unfortunate. There we go, beam to command center. Obviously you have to beam to New Romulus first in order to get through that. And it's time to report to old Admiral Smudgy so he can promote us to Admiral, and it's only to promote us to Vice Admiral, and it's not taken too long for that, has it really? Less than 16 hours and we've been promoted to Vice Admiral. Good going. Okay, so now I'm Vice Admiral, and that opens all these reputations. So fortunately I have access to these things that are in my bank account, that are in my shared account. So I'm gonna set these projects up. And let me just head to the bank, and then we will begin the final mission of this arc, the Vengeance arc, which is my overflow bag isn't working at the moment, which means I can't get my thing. Ass. Let's go to the account bank, get my things, and this should mean that I can now double my reputation with these guys, which is going to be a big deal, because obviously you can go, if you can get double XP for your resource XP, you're going to seriously like move up in the world. And you can see that you get 5,000 Omega Taskbot reputation per work now, rather than the traditional 2,500. So it shouldn't take very long for me to level up any of these once I actually get going. I think I can start the Undine one pretty much immediately. So let's just get all these ones done. It also means we have access to all the all the other areas now, being level 50. But I still haven't finished the Romulan storyline, and yet I am level 50. I do have some Undine marks, however, so that means I can turn. Well, I have 100 Undine marks. That means I can turn this in, and that will get me some Undine kit, which will probably be better than what I have already, like this biomolecular phaser split beam rifle, for example, which is actually better than anything I'm currently carrying. So that will also get me to tier 1 of the Undine reputation system. So you can see how like seriously worth it is in order to get all this stuff. And this is why I want access to my overflow bag, because it's got the really cool like it's got this really cool thing in here which gives you 250 of each reputation mark, and I want that really badly now. Thank you very much. It also gives me 2 Delta Vanguard tech upgrades, but because I can't get in my overflow bag, I can't claim it yet. But anyway, no worries. Also, the other thing that the reputations are very good for is grinding dilithium. They are very, very good for that. So once you can get those to level 5 and you can just start farming a few points, you can really start making a difference. Anyway, it's time now for Devil's Choice. Okay, and we get a Romulan Bridge Officer candidate for engineering. Please be a superior Romulan operative. Please be a superior Romulan operative. I will be so happy if it is. I'm not sure if you can replay this constantly to get it, but even if you can't, I think I will try because it will be well worth it if you can replay the mission to get a Romulan Bridge Officer. Just keep doing it until you hit a superior Romulan operative. If I did delete a superior Romulan operative, I just chucked 10 million energy credits, but whatever. The ship that I'm going to end up getting will have 3 tacticals, a science and an engineering, I think, which means that I can get the tactical ones from the fleet anyway, and you can already see that if we go to the fleet, you can already see I've got 112,000 fleet credits, so that will not be very hard for me to get more and more fleet credits. It's just really not going to be that hard. So I can easily get hold of those guys, that's not a problem. The only problem is the engineering and science stations to get superior Romulan operatives. You can only get those if you're a Romulan, and that's where Romulans get a little bit of a boost above everyone else, including their own stupid traits as well. Speaking of traits, have I got mine slotted? Yes, I do. Bonus. What else can I have on? Wow, there's some really cool ones here. I've not got a plasma weapon. I think I'll put peak health on at this point, maybe. What does this do? Oh, we'll do that, because I have, I obviously have lunge, which is a kick power. Oh, I might put peak health in as well, or resilience. There's a few others I can, actually no, we'll go with that one. Let's take creative off, and let's put soldier on. Gives, gives more critical severity, and seems to be the way. We'll go with that anyway. I've got no starship traits at the moment, and no reputation traits, no active reputation traits. I have Delta Recruit, which gives me dilating more on kill, and I have a minor combat boost against the Elachi due to being deprogrammed, which is quite cool. I like that trait. Okay, so let's head into the anomaly and into subspace. I think we'll probably be using the Elachi ship this time. You know, it's almost like we didn't... yeah, we're using the Elachi crap cruiser. Ugh. Yeah, I have no stations or anything like that. No stations, no weapons, nothing on this ship. I do have some weapons, but I can't use them, obviously. Are they crescent wave cannons? Mysterious Elachi weapons, that's what they are. So we don't know how to use them. That's a fleet, alright. That is definitely a fleet. Yeah, these are multiple... Whoa, that is a fleet. Where the hell are they headed?
I think it's working. They don't seem to have noticed us.
Thank you very much, Tolvan. I do feel like keeping Tolvan, but the problem is he is only a normal Romulan operative, not a superior one. And superior Romulan operatives are just better. Big.
Just a little farther.
Big fleet, big fleet. Humongous fleet, in fact. And we've got to destroy this in a cool way. Well, let's get on board. A couple of changes you might notice. My Tolvan now has he now has attack pattern Omega 3 and he has
Sir,
lunge 3.
There's a weak point here in the station construction. If we rig the secondary power pylons to blow, we can get our cascade without doing too much damage to subspace.
Good. Well, no, nothing is worth another Hobus, and I'm choking here, so let's get my rebreather. There it is. Yeah, you get temporarily disabled if you don't have a rebreather on. Which will be somewhere. Okay, let's turn that on so we don't get any more problems. And let's... Oh my god, how many Elachi?
These Elachi don't seem to be warriors.
Well, let's kill them all anyway. Elachi incubators. That's not a good word, but anyway, they're dead now. Let's pick up some duranium. Yay, duranium! Remember, doesn't matter how important things are, you can always pick stuff up.
I'm detecting massive biosign readings. The Elachi are probably holding more of our people as prisoners. Let's find them.
Oh yeah, my security escort are choking. Oh, I haven't put my...
They didn't know before. The Elachi know we're here now. Those weren't scientists.
Reminds me. I now have coolness. I have a Mark 12 weapon now. Oh, God, I'm not in combat anymore. Give me that thing. There we go. Right, so I now have an Undine weapon on me, despite the fact I've never seen them before at all. It's like stuff that's slightly ahead of my time, but whatever. Let's have a look what's in here. Kill everyone. Really do need more resistance to the thing occasionally. Save captives. Which ones? What the hell's going on here? That looks horrifying.
They're using our own people to grow the next generation of soldiers. That's just... it's sickening. Is there anyone left to save?
That's disturbing. I mean, it's even more disturbing potentially than what the Borg do, because the Borg, at least, you know, they assimilate you and you can be got back potentially, but what the Elachi do to you can never be undone. And oh wow, the personality is just destroyed, the person is destroyed, and you end up fighting, your body ends up fighting for the Elachi forever. That's horrifying. Didn't really save him, did we? He appears to be dead. Ah, what helped me? Fortunately, a lot of my guys have, I've put a lot of my guys with medical stuff on them. we've got one more. Well, it looks like the Reman died from it, but the other ones have lived. Yeah, that has... yeah. We'll just call that something we don't want to happen. I think that's officially something that people can get behind, that it's probably better to die than to live as an Elachi. Let's get motoring. Monumental hole. What the hell happened there? Oh, the beaters have a teleportation ability or something? That's it, everyone on the away team just drop kick him. That works. What does drop kick actually do eventually? 60% chance of knockback, 15% chance of knockback, more knockback, and if they're exposed they take a lot more damage. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, the Elachi have officially gone from a pain to like seriously creepy. It's hard when the damage doesn't register immediately to see what's happening, and that's kind of what's going on at the moment. The damage that I'm taking isn't registering immediately, so I don't really have time to register the threat that I'm under. Whoa, that's a lot of life signs in there. There's a lot of life signs in there. We're gonna have to fight through a lot. Oh god, being held with a flamethrower in the area is never the way forward. I'm not sure what happened there, but he ended up dying, which is good. I've got to admit, the ambush lunge is a favourite of mine, because if you look here, lunge deals quite a bit of physical damage anyway, but if you get an ambush in, that gives you a huge damage buff for one attack, and that attack can be a lunge. So, are we ready?
This is why they've been stealing people? To use them as... It's disgusting.
As usual, even if they're useless, even if they're useless, a million of them can do enough damage to hurt you. Incoming. What the hell? Let's try and get a flank on it. Or get stuck for a bit, that's fine too. Drop kick in the back! They use many drones, don't they? I'm glad I'm picking up level 50 plus items now. I'm a little bit more used to it. I don't think there's a captive in that one. Old Romulan in this one. This one might already be dead.
He will pay for selling out our people.
Oh, he's gonna more than pay. He is going to more than pay. I'm gonna make him suffer like you can't believe. Lunge, damn it! Yeah, that was annoying because I was standing in a... When you lunge, you run at your opponent, and obviously that would have taken me through the flamethrower, not into it. But obviously because it took so long to register, I ended up standing in the flamethrower for ages. Okay, here comes another Donnybrook, I guess. Let's make sure. Let's get another security detail down here before anything happens. And what happened there? Suddenly, millions of things. I have no idea what happened there. God, I'm getting murdered. What am I getting murdered by? I can't see any damage coming in. And now it's scrolling too fast, so I can't see anything coming in. It must be that flamethrower. Yeah, it's that flamethrower that's doing it. You do it, Tovan. Help. Wow, getting battered again. Jeez Louise, that was rough. I need to get some large hypos. I think it's time to spend a little bit of money and get myself out with some of the stuff that actually matters rather than small hypos and stuff that doesn't do anything. Is that small hypo? It's like small hypos only give you back what? 202 hit points. I mean, it should be enough, but it just isn't. It just really isn't. Medium hypos. I suppose that. Let's go for those for the moment. Small hypos can go away. And still can't get in the overflow back. Okay. Well, let's get everyone back on their feet here. Or at least I would do if I knew where they were at. Okay, so everyone's back on their feet. Can we get a med generator here, please?
Enemy target on sensor.
Oh yeah, put it there. Alright, everyone stand in the glow. Get rid of combat for the moment. Yeah, that flamethrower is brutal. Oh god, no, don't do that. Done something to the camera again. Yeah, I've told it to never do it. Like, never target anything, and... yeah, there is literally nothing saying snap the camera, and yet, yeah, no snap. How about that? I do not want you to suddenly snap my vision away from what I'm looking at. That would appear to be... oh god.
Enemy target on sensor. Flanking damage.
Okay. Nope, dead. Be a rather awkward way to remake your sister. That's what I intend to do. The feeling the Elachi should be wiped off the face of the map. I mean, I know I'm Federation aligned, but Devex?
Well, aren't you a sight? The Elachi held us in pins like animals.
Well, there you go. One of the people from the start of the game on Virinat. This is why they attacked Virinat, because they wanted people to turn into Elachi. This is not what you want to see, is it? It's ass whooping time, boys.
Personal shield losing power.
I think the sound's bugging out. Yep, lunge is in fact the best tactical ability, just for straight up kicking things in the face. I'm backing off because I don't want to be anywhere near one of these things that has a flamethrower going. Hello, boys. Kick.
Shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Am I shooting at anything? Probably not.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
How? Hit it. Oh, really? Really? I had that took like 3 seconds to register there. That took something like 3 seconds to register that I hit a key then. That is ridiculous. Doesn't matter.
Enemy target spotted. Personal shield losing power.
I really need to kill these flamethrower drones. They do so much damage. Kicked him into the wall. How does that feel? Buddy, you okay there? That looks like it's stung. How's that? Yeah, well. Again. What the hell's happening here? Why can't I get to the station commander? Has he got like infinite spawns or something? I don't get what's happening here. Just seems like infinite Elachi are spawning. It's like, how am I supposed to get through all that? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Personal shield losing power.
Oh, God almighty. And everyone's dying in there again. What the hell's behind? Oh, it's a plasma bolt turret. What's shooting me?
Flanking damage
Oh
detected.
God, what the hell is that? That is stupid. Being able to be held through a wall. Are you serious?
Personal shield losing
Okay,
power.
got a few things down. Well, I was nowhere near him, but that's funny. Well, somehow I am continuing to live through this, but I don't think it's going to last very long. Probably do it. These turrets were all over the place, weren't they? Satra's over here. Okay, buddy, you're on your own after we stand in this. Wow, I managed to take out most of them on my own. Did take a little bit of, let's just say more than a little bit of creative thinking, but... Eat it! Drop kick him, there we go. Knock his ass down.
The force field is down and the other power station is vulnerable.
Yeah, that was a bit ridiculous, the fact that you can be stasis through walls. But yeah, it was the turrets being set up there. That's pretty rough, that. That's more than pretty rough, that's really rough.
The cascade reaction is beginning. It's time to go.
Sure is, let's go. Yep, my security team can just stay here and die. Sorry, guys. Let's get motoring. If we don't, we've got issues. There's the rift. Must go faster. I think this is the way it happens. And we should be able to transfer to my ship. My ship, please.
All departments have reported in, and everyone is back on board the ship. The wounded are being treated, and
all ships are ordered to take defensive positions.
Oh, great.
sensors are picking up a massive Elachi fleet. It's headed for New Romulus. Preliminary readings indicate it's the fleet we saw in subspace. I'm trying to contact Admiral Kararek, but the interference from the subspace explosion is scrambling our... Oh, I can't get through.
Get going. What? I can't transwarp there? Yes, I can. When all else fails, have a transwarp available. Except, got to break the realism a little bit. I'm gonna have to transwarp out. I'm gonna have to transwarp in, warp out, then transwarp back in. Obviously went to the wrong New Romulus. That's the way this went. Okay, so what are we up against? My guess is a lot. What about my overflow bag? Decent fleet. I going to be allowed to take part in this? There we go.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Your attack pattern Omega actually gives me more maneuverability, more firepower, more everything. Something happened there.
Rear shield failing.
Cut behind the enemy line. More ships keep coming.
Oh, that bloody teleport maneuver.
Hull integrity. Target shield.
Yep, this is... it's actually not going too badly at the moment, although it is a bit of a donny. Ow! Does that go down fighting? Yes.
Focus on the small ships. Try to eliminate them quickly. Give us maneuvering.
Target shields have failed.
Goes another one. God, there's so much going on here. And this teleporting garbage that the Elachi do can go for a ball of short. What's all with that?
Shields have failed.
God damn it, somehow none of this turret fire is getting through. Fall back, but I'm kicking ass. Well, it looks like we got the first wave over with. Let's heal up before the next wave. Oh, and I summoned a Delan warbird. How nice. Like how I've got like 130 odd dilithium because I've just been killing things basically. Don't really need this attack pattern Omega, this attack pattern Beta. It could be something else. I should just rotate a Beta and Omega at this point. Cloak time. Oh, there's a lot of turrets back. Well, some turrets.
Incoming.
Warning. Ship. Target shield.
Why did I suddenly not target it then? Yeah, something's gone really strange with my sound. But hey.
Target shields have failed.
Since this is a one episode video, I'll just do the one anyway.
Stay focused. Concentrate your fire.
No, spread it out everywhere. Viral matrices. This is what I'm talking about. This is a huge, huge battle for everything. I think it's too many sound effects going off at once. There's just too much in the area. I don't think there's any holding out to be done. We're killing this fleet. Where did that Monbosh go? There it is. Oh boy.
Right shield's failing.
You done screwed up, boy. And there's another Monbosh. So much tractor beaming going on. Bang. Pull back, are you serious? We're killing this.
Warning. Target's shields have failed.
Okay. Let's fall back. We're launching
Enemy
fighters.
heavy ships inbound. Concentrate fire on the command ship.
Okay, now the sound's totally cut out of the effects.
Target's shields have failed.
Whoa, one Defiant. That's the reinforcements that we get? Oh no, there's more. There's more. There's definitely more. Die, damn it, die.
Right
Ow,
shield
what the hell hit me for that amount?
Hull integrity below 50%.
But it did trigger go down firing, so there's an upside to absolutely everything. probably be a good idea to duck out of the fight by now, but that's not my way. It's not the Romulan way. And they're gone. It's an ass whooping, guys. That's what that is. And that's the Elachi done, and it's also the end of the Vengeance arc. I hope the sound problems weren't too much of a problem for you there, guys, and you could actually see what was happening. Not too sure what happened with the sound there. It went very blippy for me. Some kind of error, but hopefully it'll all be fixed for the next video. Ooh. Please be a superior Romulan operative. Please be a superior Romulan operative. Wow, my sound is completely gone. Okay, well, that will be the end of that anyway. I want to see, and I also get to pick up, oh, 2 things. Completed half of the Federation story arc, so that gives me the Starship trait Temporal Insight, which is nice. And I've also completed the Vengeance arc, so we can claim that. Eventually. Maybe? Hello? There you go. Lots of, there's definitely some issues happening at the moment, probably due to just info overload. Right, so shield definitely better. Singularity core definitely better. And oh, what's this? Warhead yield chamber. Ugh. Oh yeah, I wanted to check out. Oh, it's Devex, isn't it? So he's a Romulan male. Do you have it? No, you don't have superior Romulan. Well, I suppose I'll have to go on the hunt to try and get some then, won't I? Still, next time we will dig into my overflow bag and see if I can actually get anything out of it, which would be nice. The other thing I'm going to do is activate my... Oh, I need to go out. Do I need to go out of the system for... Sometimes you need to go in and out of the... you need to go to the next sector for things to take hold. But as you can see, my sound effects have totally turned off now. So obviously that was something to do with the... just too much stuff happening. Towards Freedom it will be next time. Oh, and now it just came back. Never mind. Next time we'll be starting the episode Freedom, and that will oh god, the vault's a shuttle mission, isn't it? That will lead us more towards traits. There you go. I now have my Starship trait equipped, which is immunity to all damage for 2 seconds when you use a hull restoring ability. So that's either hazard emitters or its engineering team. Either of them means that you are immune for a little bit, which is quite nice. You know, it's a nice little bonus. But that is it for this episode, guys. We've completed the Vengeance arc. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.